Here you go.
Thank you.
Never again?
Never again, dude. Oh my god. Okay, we're going to turn this shit down. Okay, hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to Loudmouth Soup with your hosts, Farley and...
Robert.
Hey, so how's it going? This is in fact going to be our first episode, so there's going to be a lot of fuck-ups, and we're going to be sipping on our tea and...
Delicious tea.
Mm-hmm.
Delicious.
And talking shit. So, anyway... What is today's date anyway? Is it July 1st?
Today, actually, yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
Monday, July 1st, 2013.
Okay, 2013. So this is going to be the first time we actually do this. The first story that we're going to cover is, now I don't know if a lot of y'all know about her, but her name is Paula Deen. She runs a show on the Food Network, which is like porn for fat people, pretty much.
It's other countries is porn.
Yeah, but for us, we have Paula Deen, and she's the star.
Oh, I mean, most of her cooking is very country like.
Yeah, well, she's like a country bumpkin from the South, I think, which is fine because we're from the South. So, but either way, she got into some trouble because apparently some new evidence arose that way back in her past she had used the infamous N-word a couple of times, and I believe in a joking manner. So anyway, after they found out that, she was dropped by everyone almost. I know
that kind of sucks.
Yeah, let's see, hold on. Who dropped her? It was the Food Network, Walmart, Target, JCPenney, her book publisher, Random House, and a couple of other companies. And yeah, so she's losing millions by the day. But and that's not really the interesting part. The interesting part is the fact that, well, recently there's a website. Let's see, what is it called? You know what that website's called?
I believe the website is called.
It's something to do with like old ladies or MILFs or some shit like that.
It's some puremature.com.
Oh, puremature.com. Okay, there we go. So puremature.com went ahead and offered Paula Deen a six-figure payday to actually, for her to become their spokesperson, which is pretty funny. Now, they did tell her that she wouldn't have to do any nude scenes or anything, and I was like, oh, fuck. Damn it! I
was gonna subscribe.
Yeah, I would have subscribed too if she was coming out with a little bit naked there, just the nipple, even.
Yeah, Yeah, well, that counts. I mean, just because you see most of the tit doesn't mean that you saw everything.
Yeah, well, I think after a while, I mean, again, not too long ago, she was diagnosed with diabetes, and she ended up going on all these diets and losing a bunch of weight. She stopped eating butter from the tub, things like that, and I mean, now she kind of looks like a walking vagina. I don't know if you've seen her.
I have not. I think we should try to post up a picture.
Yeah, we'll definitely post up a picture. But yeah, she's oh man, ugly, hideous. Something else. You know
what? I really like the quote that the company promoted to her.
What did they quote?
They quoted full figure or thin, diabetic. You embody your perfect spokesperson. It's just, they called her a MILF.
Yeah, I know they called her a MILF.
I didn't know she had kids.
Let's see. Oh, full-figured or thin, arthritic or diabetic, you embody our perfect spokesperson, the company wrote to Deen, adding that she's a MILF, and they are willing to offer her 6 figures for very little work, since there's no nudity required. But again, that kind of fucking kills the whole thing. I mean, how can you be the spokesperson of a website and not get a little nude in there? Man, that's kind of ridiculous.
I think they should do the whole casting section. I think they should put her on the couch. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah, the big black guy.
Yeah, just
a country black guy
with
overalls.
A farmer.
Fucking spread some butter on them hot buns. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Maybe throw a little grits on her face.
That would be perfect.
Oh man,
perfect egg omelet right there.
Oh fuck yeah, that sounds wonderful. Oh god, it's fucking terrible.
I mean, would you really go ahead and try to see if you have any nudes of her, like just to go on the internet just to see if she?
Oh, personally, no, I wouldn't search her up because that's not my cup of tea. But there's a lot of people out there that do like older, wrinkly, kind of like sugar glider type skin. You know, the soft, spreadable skin. I don't know what the fuck ever.
But you know what? I in my opinion, okay, a lot of people talk.
Yeah.
The N-word slips out.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes even down here, the W word slips out.
What's the W word?
The wetbacks.
Oh, ooh. Ow.
I'm sorry.
Oh, man, that hurt me.
I hope that didn't
hurt my soul. Yeah, but you know what? Mexicans hate Mexicans. That's the way it's always been. And yeah, we can go ahead and talk about that because of the fact that we're from down here and we are, in fact, Hispanic. We can go ahead and discuss things like that. You know, we can't really touch on the N-word because we ourselves are not black.
Well, definitely, but just by that, your whole career is over. So I'll try not.
Yeah, but do you really think that's fair?
No,
I don't think that's fair at all. At all.
I think they're just trying to find one way just to drop her.
Yeah, but you know what's funny is that I do believe her sons or her kids. I don't know if but they're both sons or maybe a son and sister. I don't know what the fuck it is, but they apparently also have shows on the Food Network too. So that brings up the debate of, like, you know, what's going to happen to them? Should they be affected? No, I don't think they should be affected, and I don't think they are going to be affected. But I mean, you can't deny that those are her kids, you know. And why aren't they speaking out against this? I mean, why aren't more people coming out for her? Because even then, like I said, she had said them in a joking manner.
Well, I mean, if she apologized, I mean,
yeah, and it was years ago that this happened. How the fuck do they even have proof of that?
Well, the government is listening to everything we say.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So they probably just shut it out when there was a mic, just a hidden. I don't know, just a hidden mic anywhere in her house when she was joking.
Somewhere deep in her.
Real deep.
Real fucking deep.
Like special ops deep.
But speaking of which, let's go ahead and jump to that story real quick.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
So, okay. Here we go. George W. Bush defends PRISM. I put that program in place to protect our country. If you don't know what PRISM is kind of like an internet spying program that George Bush had actually put in like in 2007. And originally he had done this to, I guess, to spy on us, to find terrorists or to protect the government. I don't know. Whatever. Either way, the information was just leaked by this guy. Who was his name? Edward Snowden. Yeah. He apparently just leaked it, and I mean, to tell you the truth, I could have told you from the moment we got on the internet that shit was bugged. I mean,
it has to be.
I mean, there's been people have been bugging people since the Cold War. It
has to. I mean, I believe even the Simpsons movie went ahead and made fun of it. The part when they were running away.
Oh,
and
yeah.
they had that area where everybody was trying to look to see where they were at.
Yeah. And there was like a mic planted in the bus or something.
Found him.
Mm-hmm.
Found him.
Yeah, but then and you got to think: does that really infringe on your rights? I mean, where does personal property end? Because if you're sending somebody a message, like if I'm sending you an email or if I'm sending you a text or if I'm calling you. Is that call considered private property? Is that private property? Is that conversation only between us and only to be between us?
But, I mean, at the same time, maybe they have done that already previously through the mail. Because they do have the right to go ahead and open up in case they suspect it was suspicious.
Yes, exactly. But they have to have grounds for it, though. Like if a dog is set off, if it's kind of bulky, if it's got wires coming out of it, if it's got oil stains, if it smells like gasoline, if people suddenly start dropping dead whenever they touch it, that.
Like that whole incident with the anthrax.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? That
Yeah.
people start
there's actual probable cause behind them whenever they open up your mail. I mean, unless of course it's going out of country, then of course customs is going to open it, inspect it. I mean, I've seen stories where they're hiding black tar heroin in like the binds of children's books coming from Africa and things like that.
It's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, that is. Those fucking kids are. It's hard to believe that American kids are doped up on black tar heroin. That's what's nuts. I mean, it's not nuts that it's coming through the book. I mean, it's just not that these kids are buying it like that. Fucking 6-year-olds, man. Speaking of 6-year-olds, hold on. I didn't tell you about this, but I have to talk about it.
Go for it.
A lot of my family works within the school district and things like that. And we're not going to say which school district, of course.
Of course, no.
But apparently today there was a first grader, which I believe first graders are about 6 years old.
Yeah.
She came out and openly told the class that her stepfather puts his tongue in her mouth and penetrated her with his penis. And one of the other little boys went around and started telling all the kids that she slept with her dad. Anyway, they had to call the police department, security. They got the sheriffs down. They called CPS, and now they're searching for this guy. And this just This happened today, like just today.
So do you think the guy's on a run right now?
I have no fucking clue. I hope so. Actually, no. I take that back. No. I hope they fucking catch him, and I hope they send him to jail, and I hope he gets his asshole ripped out with a fucking cheese grater, because I'm sorry. I don't know. That's fucked up. That goes beyond. That's a child. You don't fuck with a child.
The child doesn't know anything.
Exactly.
I mean, all in all, that's just definitely wrong. Crosses a line. I mean, what the fuck? I mean, what's going on with your head? You're a father figure to the daughter.
Yeah.
Because I mean, was it a stepfather?
It's a stepfather. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're going in there because you love your wife, you accepted her with her kids. And then you go ahead and just do this bullshit. Like that's just fucked up.
It is fucked up. It's funny because like now that we're talking like this, it reminds me, and it sucks because I can't remember the fucking name of the movie. But there was this movie. It was like an Australian movie, and I'm sure if you just Google this, you'll figure it out. There's an Australian movie where this kid is being sexually molested by. He gets sexually molested by the boyfriend who lives across the street. His mom's boyfriend, and then he's getting sexually molested by his older brother, and anyway,
Damn.
the mom finds out, goes over and smacks the guy around, and then the mom has some friends that end up coming over, and they end up, killing the guy, and little by little, it shows about how this one guy recruits a couple of dudes to go around killing who they deem sickos, perverts. Homosexuals, things like that, and of course, it's wrong to put homosexuals in any kind of I guess box with sickos, because as we all know, homosexuality is a genetic thing. It doesn't mean that you're perverted.
It doesn't, but it crosses a line. If you're homosexual and then you molest a kid,
oh well, yeah, of course.
That crosses that. I mean, that's any gender, any way, shape, or form. If you go ahead and do that to a child, then you're a fucking sicko. But that's not right to go ahead and categorize them as sickos just because they were born that way.
Exactly.
That's just fucked up.
That is fucked up, man. Ugh. But yeah, I just thought I'd go ahead and get that out there because I heard about that today, and I was kind of sickened, like really sickened actually, because that's fucked up. People like that deserve to get a broom handle broken in their asshole.
Oh yeah, dude, in jail, dude. If you're on a hit list, you're the number one hit list because you decide to do something fucking stupid. I'm gonna fucking kill this guy for being a fucking dumbass. A child molester comes into play. He saved your life because now everybody, including you, is going to beat the living shit out of him.
Yeah, good.
I heard stories. I mean, even the guards don't even fucking don't give a shit.
Yeah, they don't interfere.
Yeah.
Oh well, fuck it, dude. They deserve what they get. They deserve what they get.
What good? Oh, one story in the restroom. The guy, child molester, goes inside the restroom, and the prisoners are like telling the guard, "We're gonna go ahead and fuck him up." Oh, okay, that's fine. I'll just turn my back. I don't hear shit. Kicked his ass, broke the sinks on him and everything. Took him out. They say, "Hey man, quit it." Yeah, that's it. It's over. He's fucking lifeless on the floor. Picked him up, sprayed him with a fucking fire hose. Clean yourself up. And that's it, man.
Well, good.
Good story.
Yeah. I love that story. That's a good little chestnut to tell the kids. Yeah, I agree. I definitely think so.
Yeah, man. You know what's pretty interesting? This story that came out about the Chicago homicide shooting number decline. That's pretty interesting.
That the homicides and shootings are declining.
Yeah. That's I've always seen it on a lot of people saying Chicago is very, very strictly on gun control.
Yeah.
That's why they have such the biggest rise of murder, gun shootings, gang related stuff. It's awesome. It's good news to go ahead and hear that it's dropped. It says here, Chicago police says the city has seen significant drop in numbers of homicide and shooting during the first 6 months of 2013. The department said Monday that there has been 184 homicides this year, a 29% fewer than the 260 homicide during the same period of 2012.
And now, what gets me is, as awesome as that statistic is, there's still 184 fucking homicides within the first half of the year.
I know.
I mean, and Chicago. Have you ever been to Chicago?
No, I haven't.
Chicago's actually really nice. Not to mention, like, one of my favorite labels, Jump Up, is in Chicago. They have a lot of really good bands over there, and I mean, I never really pictured Chicago as like I've never pictured Chicago as say a Detroit.
Very violent.
Detroit's extremely violent, kind of ghetto. You kind of got like the bottom of the barrel from all classes and races there. And okay, let's not get political, but you know how it goes.
Yeah. It's just known.
Yeah, Chicago's been known for its culture. It's got good culture, and it's a lot of people go to visit. Plus, Michael Jordan's the shit, right? So.
Exactly. I mean, Chicago deep dish pizza.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's why I go. And that's the only reason why I go.
That's it.
Yeah.
And when I go to New York, I get the New York pizza.
Yeah, because it's huge, and you can fold it and put it in your pocket.
Exactly.
It's like a hot pocket.
Hot pocket.
Save it for later.
Yeah, definitely. And it keeps warm.
Yeah.
It keeps the cheeses warm.
Yeah, definitely. And and what's even better is just like a Hot Pocket, except better because it's creamier, right? Because it's actual ingredients rather than fake cheese and meat.
Oh, of course.
When you store it in your pocket, it gets a little warm, But if you want to take it out and fuck it later, it's always, it's good. It's a good tool to masturbate with.
I think any natural ingredients would be a good tool.
Yeah,
to masturbate.
Definitely. Dirt, sand.
I especially love sand because you could put it in a long cup. And just put sand, and it makes the dents, and it's nice and dry, just the way I like it.
Yeah,
just
of
like
course.
A good dry.
Well, who wants it wet? That's just gross.
That's
disgusting.
Honestly,
if I could, if I wouldn't suffer too much blood loss, I'd probably go with steel wool. Like those steel wool gloves. Probably go at it with one of those, but they say it's not safe.
They always talk about, you get poisoned from the rust. You need to...
Yeah, whatever. Get a tetanus shot. You'll be fine.
Exactly. That's what I say.
There's too many people bitch nowadays, man. There's way too many people bitch. And it's kind of fucked up. It sucks that everyone's bitching so much because, like we were talking about just last night, you know, even when we were kids, you know, we didn't really bitch. Yeah. We didn't bitch like the youth of today does. And I hate to dog on the youth of today because they're our future. And they're going to be taking care of me when I'm old and in a home, like when shit's just falling out of my ass because my asshole's given up. And I'm just kind of like leaking everywhere because my prostate fills and... Dude, not my prostate. What the fuck? My
your asshole.
My catheter. Everything just fills up. I'm just an overflowing mess of skin and shit. You know, they're going to be the ones cleaning me up. And so I thank them for that. But.
That's a big but.
But when we were kids, you know, we never asked for anything when we went to the store. We never expected anything. You know, if we did ask for something, we got our asses beat.
Definitely, dude. I lived in the car every time we go to the mall because I'll misbehave. I did something out of my way.
No.
My dad would go ahead and take me to the car, give me a nice whooping, stay there for 10 minutes, and that's it.
Give you a kiss on the neck.
I guess that was too many kisses. But
there was a lot of kisses.
That was a sucky kiss, but that's the kiss.
That's the kind of kiss.
That's the kind of kiss I got. But I learned my lesson. No, I didn't. No, because I did it plenty of other times. Because I love those sloppy kisses.
I love those kisses. Oh, Daddy, you always give me good kisses.
But you know what? I think it comes back to the parents appreciated a lot more of what they didn't have, and they always try to give the best to their kids.
What? Say it again.
The parents.
Uh-huh.
They lived a time they didn't have all this stuff because they couldn't afford it.
Oh, they lived during the time, yeah.
They couldn't afford it, and so they appreciate it, and they want to go ahead and give that same appreciation. Like, oh, you know what? I got this fucking badass iPod or iPad or whatever, and they give it to their kids, but their kids are not living how they did, so they could give two shits about it.
Well, and again, like you're saying, I think the main problem is the fact that we're trying to raise kids the way we were raised in today's world, and that doesn't work. It doesn't work because everything's completely different. And it's not that every single kid has ADD or, you know, something to that effect. It's just that we have to progress. We have to move on, especially with education. I mean, obviously, if the old school education of sitting them in a room and beating them with a fucking ruler and trying to get them to do work on the chalkboard isn't working and it's not keeping their attention, well, we have to keep up with the times because when they go home, fucking cartoons are lasting like 5 minutes apiece. A million things are happening in like the blink of an eye. Their attention span's about the size of a fucking pea. Of course they're not going to keep attention when they go to school. And then they dope them up on all these meds and they turn them into fucking zombies. And then they send them to school and they sit there and they don't learn shit. They just adapt and they figure out how to regurgitate the things in books for a limited amount of time. They're not learning actual critical thinking skills. They don't have common sense anymore.
None. I've yet to see a kid saying, you know what, I'm not going to do that because I'm going to hurt myself. But yet, thousands of kids go ahead and do it, record it, put it up on YouTube, and it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's these kids with nothing fucking better to do. They're just out there doing all this. And don't get me wrong, we did stupid shit.
Oh,
yes,
yeah, definitely.
But when we did the stupid shit, we did it out of rebellion reasons. Because society didn't like that. There was always a reason behind the stupid shit we were doing.
Like the one that I did. I tucked out my shirt.
You what?
I tucked out my shirt during school.
You son of a bitch.
I know. I was.
You probably looked like a fucking slob.
I probably did. I had my pants cuffed, but I just went ahead and took out the shirt out. I just pulled it out.
Shit.
And just let it loose.
Oh, that's hot. That's cool, man. Well,
that was the most rebellious thing I've ever done.
Speaking of rebellious kids, that brings us to our next story. Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Let's go ahead.
Okay, so today in Russia, that's today. Today. What is it, July 1st?
July
right?
1st.
2013. Drunk kids decapitate a homeless man and play soccer with his head. and what's funny is that this news article, it's actually really, really good in the way it's written. I'll just go and read the whole article. Just when your faith in humanity starts to get a little stronger, here comes Russia to give the human spirit a swift kick in the dick. 2 inebriated Moscow teenagers reportedly used an axe, saw, and knives to kill and decapitate a random vagrant because, they didn't like the looks of him. He was probably scruffy, had dirty pants. They don't like that shit.
You probably give him a lazy eye, though.
Yeah, he probably had a lazy eye. He probably already had a lazy eye. Anyway, to cap it off, the little shits used his severed head, and this is the news article, by the way. To cap it off, the little shits used his severed head to play the world's favorite sport in the streets before kicking it into a dumpster and leaving the body on the street. The best or / worst part of the story is the teenagers face 15 years in prison if convicted. Only 15 years for randomly murdering someone for fun and using his head to kick around like a fucking soccer ball. Holy shit. Actually surprised we don't hear stories like this more often if that's the punishment for the crime. And then that's where it ends. But my thing is, what the fuck? I mean, look, I've been drunk plenty of times, and I've never gotten to the point where it's like, you know what?
I know where the homeless man lives.
Yeah, let's go saw off his fucking head and kick it around the street. No, that's fucking demented, psychotic, and you're a fucking psychopath, and you need to get your ass in a home or fucking killed or something. They need to deal with you in some way.
But my thing is, it wasn't just one kid, though, was it?
No, it was 2. It was 2 kids. They were best friends.
Oh,
friends.
Friends.
So it was 2 dipshits with brilliant minds working together to use a saw and an axe to cut off this dude's head and then to kick it around. And then kick it in a dumpster. I wonder if they yelled goal.
I believe in a Russian accent.
Or maybe in Russian.
Oh, maybe that would be better.
True.
You don't want to say goal in English with a Russian accent.
Yeah.
Living in Russia.
That's true.
Or maybe you're that drunk.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, maybe you're drunk. Because sometimes when I'm drunk, I talk in a Russian accent.
How would you even say goal in a Russian accent?
I don't know. I really don't know. But, I mean, that's fucked up right there. Like, that story is fucked up. And, of course, you know, we only hear about the bad stuff. We never hear about the sweet little Russian kid that built, like, a home for a homeless guy out of cardboard or whatever. And
But you know what I really like about that? That news article?
What?
The little shits. Like, the little shits. Like,
Oh, yeah.
The way you said
the
it.
way they use the
the
way the terminology. Like, for example, quotations. Here comes Russia to give the human spirit a swift kick in the dick. And
I wish I hear that in the news and channel. Here on Channel 5 News, 2 kids in a small little town, you know, kick the living shit out of the homeless
out of a
guy.
midget, yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's just...
Well, actually, I don't know if midget's PC, right? Is midget? No, midget's not PC, right? You have to say, like, little person.
Or I
Or a
don't know.
dwarf. I don't know.
There's so many...
Little people, big world, whatever.
yeah, I mean, you know what? That's the best way to... Little people, big world.
Little people, big world.
If TLC could go ahead and say it without getting any lawsuit...
Who the fuck is TLC?
The Learning Channel.
Oh.
I wasn't talking about the band.
I thought you were talking about the band for a second there.
I wasn't talking about Waterfalls.
Don't go chase waterfall. Wow, that's a fucking stupid song. Wow, okay, well, now that we've gotten the demented children out of the way, let's go and talk about the demented adults. Now, this is going to be the last thing we cover on today's podcast. But there was this, I guess, there's a website called Bro Bible, and they were taking, I guess, emails from people for it, and they were trying to like construct a list of the 20 stories of the strangest places for a sexual encounter. And so I'll go and read you one here. I was in Houston, Texas, during rush hour traffic like 8 or 9 years ago. Me and my ex-girlfriend went into the trunk through the back seat and got it on, during which I popped the kidnap handle and all the traffic saw my bare white ass and honked in approval. It was my high point of my sex to date. Yeah, sorry, it's hard for me to read that because the fucking punctuation. There's like, it's non-existent on online posts. I forgot. Let's see the next one.
There's run-on sentences.
Yeah, it's all a run. It's the internet's a giant run-on. When you log on, you just never stop reading. It's just there's no punctuation.
Of course.
Let's see. When I was a kid, I masturbated in the back seat, sitting upright, while my mom and sister were in the front seat. I had a pillow laying across my lap. I just was driven crazy by the need to play with myself. And after I came, I was unbelievably paranoid and ashamed. As far as I know, they never knew or mentioned it. I'm a girl, for reference.
I don't do that. That made me laugh.
Yeah, the fact that it was a girl, because you automatically think it's a guy, dude, like automatically.
I was just thinking of him in the back. When I first read it, I thought this guy was in the back, just like, oh,
right? Like, how did they not see that? How did they not hear that?
How could you not, see the stroke?
Like, he's little. He's a little guy.
Oh, yeah.
No, but yeah, it is a woman. And the next one, which is my favorite one. I fingered my ex in the line for Space Mountain at Disneyland. Actually, I fingered her all over Disneyland, now that I think about it. But that's it. It was just like these 2 sentences, and it was the best one I read.
I mean, I haven't gone to Disneyland. I've gone to Schlitterbahn.
It's hot as shit. It's hot as shit at Disneyland.
And I know the lines are terribly long.
Yeah,
I think that is the best way, if you have a partner, to cut the time in half.
It is. It definitely is. But then again, it depends on your kind of girl, because what if she's like a shaker or a squirter? Exactly. That's kind of messed up to be dealing with when you got like
when she's
80 million people hanging out around you. And the thing is that there was never a reference to whether or not she climaxed or not. So for all we know, he was just sticking a finger in the ham wallet just for shits and giggles, just to give it a sniff every once in a while. He never really. Oh yeah. I don't know. What do you have any crazy? Dude, any places? I guess it's places, right? It's not stories. It's the place.
It's place. You know what? The craziest place. I mean, it's not as crazy as them, but it was just outside. Yeah. I mean, it was just outside. The couch was there. I mean, no homeless people. Yeah. I mean, because it was inside the property. Couch was there, and we were blown. We were drunk, and we just went ahead and did it.
It just happened.
It was just like, oh my god.
Yeah, I let's see. I think the craziest place for me, right outside my parents' window.
That would be pretty crazy.
I mean, and it wasn't really the window. It's the fact that their window is right next to the front entrance to the home.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's got that walkway there, and so she was taken up to go home, and we kind of like we had never done it before. It was the first time we had even like discussed it, but she just kind of started grabbing, and we decided to go at it standing, like while standing up. Like I just put her leg over my shoulder, and we went at it right there next to the front door and the window. I was kind of holding onto the front door just in case somebody tried to come out, so they wouldn't be able to get out. And the funny thing is that it was more of like an experimental thing. No one climaxed.
It was just like,
it was just to do it for a little bit, and then it was like, oh god, you better go because it's getting late. Like there was no point to it at all. It was just to do it.
It was just a random fuck.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't even know if you can consider that. It was more just like I don't know.
No, but it was. I mean, come on. I mean, there has to be. That has to be because you're there holding the door. You're trying to make sure that your parents are not just blindly like, oh, what's that noise, and just open up the blinds.
Yeah. It's very odd, a very odd scenario, but either way, okay. Well, I think that'll be it for this podcast. It was nice to chit chat with you, Robert.
Oh, nice
about
to
this
chit chat with you too.
This random shit. Thank you everybody for tuning in to Loudmouth Soup, and hopefully you enjoyed it. Maybe you can go ahead and email us. You can email us at foreskin@gmail.com. That's spelled PHORCEKIN@gmail.com. I know y'all probably went straight to the gutter and we're thinking of foreskin. Sick people. But, whatever. Do you have any last things to say, Rob?
I just, you know what? Give us a topic. Let's see what kind of bullshit we could come up with. What our
but because we're always going to discuss current events.
Well,
we're always going to discuss current events, and maybe next time we'll go ahead and touch upon some music and things like that. And who knows if this one will even actually make it to the final cut for our first podcast. This is probably just a load of shit, and we're just here to fuck around.
Yeah,
exactly. We're bored as shit. It's Monday or Tuesday.
It's
Monday. I've been working night shifts. My head is gone. But yeah, so it's Monday. Whatever. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and leave you with a quick song, by the Crombies. It's
that's a great song.
It's a great song. It's called Blood and Fire. It's a remake, and hopefully you guys like it. So let's go ahead and move this over here. I'm playing it on a little vinyl record player for y'all, because it's a little more raw.